In this video, I'm going to count down my top 10 most wanted Elite figures, this time from WCW. We're going to get all sorts of old school wrestling nostalgic today. Stick around. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Nerdzoic. If you're new here, welcome, my nerdy friend. My name is Matt, and this is Nerdzoic. On this channel, you'll find my secret recipe of action figures, nostalgia, and just general overall nerdiness. If that's the type of content you enjoy, go ahead and headbutt the subscribe button now, and come back every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for a new video. Today's part 2 of my 3-part series that is a Attitude Era wish list from each of the big 3 companies. Today we're going down south and we're talking WCW. Now I'm going to say up front, I really enjoyed WCW from like 95 to 99-ish, but I was always a WWF guy first. If we ever got to the point where someone held a gun to my head and told me I had to choose one, 100 times out of 100 the WWF would win. With that said, really love that 95 to 99-ish time. And as you guys also know, I love me some Mattel Elite figures. With Legends becoming its own line again in Target later this year, the board is just set and ready for more awesome legendary figures. So why don't we go down to WCW and let's head to Turnerland today. Just like my previous ECW wish list that I made and the future WWF one that's coming next week, the biggest prerequisite is to not having been made in Elite form by Mattel at some point. Some of the wrestlers on this list have had Jakks Classic Superstar figures, but in this nerd's humble opinion, it's time to either redo them or get us one that's more readily available. Alright, let's talk wrestling. Coming in at number 10, I'm going to go with the Luchador. I'm going to go with the Luchador that I thought looked the coolest and would look the coolest in Elite form, and that's Psicosis. I can't even find a figure of him with a mask on. I'm sure there is one somewhere, but a quick look, all you find is unmasked Psicosis. Now, I could have chose a lot of different Luchadors here. There's a ton of them from the Monday Night Wars era, but I always thought Psicosis had a really cool look to him. Coming in at number 9 is one of the worst characters ever created, and for WCW, that's really saying something, Glacier. He literally has, like, nothing made of him. This guy's just begging for an action figure. He needs to come with his full entrance gear. Maybe even some, like, little pieces of fake snow that we can throw around for that ridiculous entrance that I heard cost tons of dollars to put on. Wow, Glacier was a big miss. Number 8, we're gonna stay with this whole Glacier thing, and we're gonna go with his arch rival, Mortis. Mortis, as most of you probably know, was Chris Kanyon under a mask, and who better than Kanyon? Not Mortis. Just like Glacier, we need his full entrance gear, because it was pretty elaborate, and this dude just, like, literally jumped off of a comic book page. Make it happen, Elites. Number 7's a super fun one. Number 7 is Dennis Rodman. That's right, the superstar from the Chicago Bulls. He is super popular right now. In the sports card market, just touching his cards is ridiculously expensive. Why? Because the Last Dance documentary just came out recently, and people are all over everything 90 Chicago Bulls. So let's get a new Rodman. People will seriously go nuts for this figure. It will be impossible to find. It's kind of a can't miss if you can get him under contract to do it. Strike now while the iron's hot, Mattel. Make this happen. As far as what version of Rodman, the only prerequisite for me is that he has an NWO shirt. There's so many versions of Rodman. Hell, you can make variants with every different color of hair the dude's had over time. Why not? I think that Rodman was a huge part of WCW during that era, so let's get a new figure of him, and let's make sure... Oh, I just had an idea. Interchangeable heads with different color hair. You're welcome. It should be noted that both Toy Biz and San Francisco toy makers have previously made Dennis Rodman figures, but we need a quality update, and it would sell bananas, as Pat Patterson would say. Number 6 is the first African-American world champion, Ron Simmons. We've not seen this version of WCW Ron Simmons since the Galoob era. I didn't realize until I got to WWE Network that Ron Simmons had been a world champion before, because I sure as hell didn't watch WCW during that time frame. To steal a word from Zack Ryder, number 5 would be super toyetic, and that's the Great Muta. As far as I can tell, Nothing has been made in the US of this guy in plastic form. He'd come with his robe and that mask thing he wore to the ring, and of course we would need two heads. One head would be normal, one head would be with his paint all like beat up, and then the green mist around his lips showing that he just sprayed somebody. To be clear, I do not need NWO Muta. I want old school Muta, baby. Boom. For number 4, I want one half of the Hollywood Blondes. That's right, I would like to have the late great Brian Pillman made as a Mattel Elite. Now this again would be the Hollywood Blondes version. He'd come with his entrance vest, half of the tag team titles, so one of them, and of course a camera that he sometimes brought to the ring, and obviously the clapper board that they used to use. I didn't get to watch these guys when they were doing their thing. I had to go back and watch them later after Stone Cold Steve Austin had become Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I think it was even after Brian Pillman tragically passed. They were really ahead of their time. These guys could talk and they could wrestle. How do we not have this yet? For number 3, I'm staying right on that Hollywood Blondes train and saying, let's get a stunning Steve Austin. So this Steve Austin's gonna come with the blonde, balding head. Obviously not the shaved head that we've come to know and love. In all, he will be packed with his entrance vest, another tag belt, and receding hairline. I'm not sure how it would work, but if he can figure out a way to throw in a set of alternate hands to do that thing he did on the way to the ring, you know, with the camera, something like that, I think, that'd be awesome, guys. Come on, Mattel. Money on the table. Do this. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Number 2 is surprisingly one of my favorites from WCW, and that's Ming. Yeah, seriously, Ming. I really love that guy. For those of you who are hardcore WWF guys, this is also known as Haku, but I liked him better as Ming. We last saw Ming in Classic Superstars Series 26. As far as I can tell, we might have gotten something from Jax during his brief WWE run after he came over after the invasion. For this version, I want it to be a Faces of Fear version. I was really into that tag team. I remember that Starrcade where they faced off against the Outsiders, and that's where they sold me. I love those guys together. They just came off as complete crazy badasses. Probably because they were. Honorable mention. Some of these are going to be obvious. Since number 2 is Ming, one of my honorable mentions has to be the Barbarian. Other guys I'd love to see? How about Michael P.S. Hayes of the Freebirds? A new Rick Steiner, Johnny B. Bad, and then some more luchadors, Ultimo Dragon, La Parka, and then how about an updated Kevin Sullivan, the Booker Man himself. Number 1 probably comes as no surprise, and that is Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner. We never got a Big Papa Pump version in the Classic Superstars. So in my mind, he does not have a definitive premium figure, and we need it. Big Papa Pump was super over back in the day. He was about the only good thing going during the end of WCW. Plus, he's really good at math, and if you guys didn't know, he owns a Shoney's. That means, oh, wait a second. I run restaurants. Scott Steiner runs restaurants. We're practically the same. Package him with a cloth shirt, his sunglasses, and that weird chainmetal thing he wears, and you got a guaranteed bestseller on your hands. Now all you gotta do is figure out a way to get this guy under contract. Good luck. Now it's your turn, guys. I want to hear from all the wrestling WCW truthers. Who did I miss? Tell me in the comments. As I said at the top, this video is part 2 of my 3-part Attitude Era Wishlist series. For the WWF version, you're gonna have to come back next week and see who made the list. Ooh, let's do it Jericho style. Who made the list? Hey, I can't do a good Jericho. Sorry, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, check out this video here. This is my ECW countdown, where I count down my top 10 most wanted ECW original elites. And if you're new to collecting, check out this video about what figure lines are out right now in 2020 that are worth collecting. And in honor of Ming, go ahead and put the tongue and death grip on the subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. Until next time, stay cool, stay nerdy.